Imagine being able to walk into any room and instantly shift the way people think, feel, and act without them even realizing it. What if you held the invisible strings that could guide decisions, control emotions, and bend reality itself? This isn't magic. It's psychology, but not the kind you read about in textbooks. This is the shadow side. The secrets that governments, cult leaders, and master manipulators don't want you knowing. Because once you understand these 7 tricks, you'll never look at human behavior the same again. The question is, will you use them or protect yourself against them? Step 1. Silence. Most people believe power comes from words, from dominating a conversation. But silence is the true weapon. When you pause longer than feels comfortable, the human brain panics. The other person feels a vacuum that they must fill. And in that desperate moment, they reveal their secrets, confess their fears, and hand you control without ever realizing it. Think of interrogators. They ask a single question, then go completely silent. That silence becomes unbearable. And in that silence, suspects often confess more than they intended, simply to escape the tension. Even in everyday life, imagine negotiating for a car. You say your price, then stay silent. The salesperson squirms, feels pressured to fill the silence, and often lowers the price, even though you didn't say a word. Silence forces people to bend toward you, like gravity. The less you say, the more powerful you appear. Step 2. Mirroring. This isn't just copying someone's movements like a child's game. It's about aligning with their tone, their rhythm, even their breathing. Psychologists discovered that when waiters repeated a customer's order word for word, instead of paraphrasing, their tips skyrocketed. Why? Because the customers felt seen, felt understood, all because of mirroring. Think about cult leaders. Many of them adopt the speech patterns of their followers, subtly mirroring back their beliefs. It's why members feel so connected, as if their leader gets them better than anyone else. When someone feels you are like them, trust blooms instantly. Their guard drops, their decisions bend in your favor. Step 3. Emotional anchoring. Humans are creatures of association. If you attach your presence to an intense emotion, whether it's laughter, excitement, or even fear, the mind will forever connect you with that state. Advertisers use this constantly. They play upbeat music and show exciting, emotional images, then slip their product into that moment. Later, when you see that product again, your brain recalls the emotion. Or think of toxic relationships. Someone makes you feel incredible highs, then crushing lows. That emotional roller coaster anchors your brain, making you addicted to them even when they're destructive. If every time someone interacts with you, they feel powerful, validated, or excited, they'll crave your presence like a drug. Influence doesn't chase you, it follows you. Step 4. The illusion of choice. Control doesn't come from barking orders. It comes from making someone believe the decision is theirs. Parents do this with children all the time. Do you want to go to bed now or in 10 minutes? The child feels like they chose, but either way, the parent gets the outcome they wanted. In politics, candidates rarely present every solution. Instead, they narrow the debate to just 2 options, both of which benefit them. Voters feel empowered, but in reality the choices were engineered. When you design the game, it doesn't matter which option they pick. You've already won. Step 5. Strategic vulnerability. Most people think showing weakness makes you powerless. But when used strategically, it makes others surrender their defenses. Take con artists. Many begin by sharing a personal story. Maybe a struggle, a hardship, or a failure. It seems like honesty, but in reality it's bait. By lowering their guard first, they trigger reciprocity. You feel compelled to share back, and suddenly they know more about you than you know about them. Even politicians use this. A candidate might admit to a small mistake from the past, making them appear human and relatable. That vulnerability gains trust, while hiding the bigger flaws they never revealed. You weren't truly vulnerable. You were planting bait. Step 6. Future projection. This is the art of planting an idea by speaking as if it's already true. Salespeople are masters of this. Instead of saying, if you buy this car, they say, when you're driving this car next week, people will notice you differently. The customer's brain begins living the scenario before the purchase is even made. Cult leaders use it too. They don't say, if we succeed, they say, when we succeed, the world will change. The subconscious accepts the suggestion. Resistance fades. By speaking as if the future is certain, you don't argue with the conscious mind. You speak directly to the subconscious, and that's where decisions are truly made. Step 7. Withdrawal. Influence doesn't just come from what you give, but from what you take away. Think of relationships. When one person pulls away, the other often becomes obsessed. Scarcity breeds desire. This is why luxury brands deliberately produce fewer items than the demand, to make people chase harder. Even in friendships, withdrawing attention can trigger pursuit. The less available you are, the more valuable you appear. People chase what they cannot have. By strategically stepping back, you trigger obsession. The more they chase, the more invested they become, and the tighter your control. In the end, it's not your presence that enslaves them, it's your absence. Now you know the 7 tricks. Silence, mirroring, anchoring, the illusion of choice, vulnerability, future projection, and withdrawal. These aren't just techniques. They're weapons that can build empires, destroy relationships, or enslave the mind of anyone who crosses your path. But here's the dark truth. Once you learn them, you'll start to notice them everywhere. Politicians using them on crowds, influencers using them on followers. Even your closest friends and family unconsciously bending reality with these same tactics. The real question is, what will you do with this power? Will you use it to control, or will you use it to defend? Because whether you realize it or not, the game of influence has already begun.